Hello YouTube. Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. I hope you and yours in YouTube land are happy and healthy, safe and well. How are you? Right now the time is approximately 2:13 p.m. Eastern Time, and the date is Wednesday, December 23rd, 2020. I cannot begin to tell you how happy it makes me to be able to do a video during the day. There's so much natural, there's a little less natural light now because it's closer to 4 p.m. And you know, the winter solstice in my part of the world was only 2 days ago. But there's still so much natural light, it makes me so happy. It's so funny, I'm remembering when I was younger, there was a record that I had. It was a 45, and side, you know, I don't remember if it was this particular 45 or if it was a collection of Christmas songs. But the song was called The Day Before the Night Before Christmas. The Day Before the Night Before Christmas, something like that. And you know, and now whenever somebody says the date December 23rd, that's my automatic thought. The day before the night before Christmas. So yes. Anyway, I want to acknowledge the birthday of one of the loveliest people on the planet and a fellow black cat lover, Abby. She happens to be the mother of my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos. I don't even know if she watches my YouTube videos, but Abby, felicidades, and happy birthday. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. I actually have an idea as to where she is in the world, but I digress. Anyway, so I am going to happily continue my More Than a Walkthrough series of videos featuring Pride Tarot, a collaborative deck published by US Game Systems in April of 2020. And I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the very ragged box. I've been doing, because I mean it's just some, I've been using this deck just for this video series. Can you imagine if I was using the deck for everything else? There would be no box. And I have put feelers out there with regards to, I definitely want to have a bag, a tarot bag that has the progressive rainbow flag. And I reached out to one person who I believe could make this happen. She has been especially abundantly full. Then again, her products are so amazing, so of course her schedule has been especially abundantly full. But I do need to reach out to her again and see what progress she's made. And in the event that she cannot find a progressive, the progressive pride flag is the one that has a black stripe and a brown stripe. The black stripe representing Black Lives Matter, and of course the brown stripe representing people of color. But yes, so I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the back of the card design, which I love, because love is love. And now I'm going to have him do a close-up rather, of the front of the card design, which is the Five of Swords, illustrated by Devyn-Khaleel Farries. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. And isn't it gorgeous? It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I have been very impressed with the artwork in this tarot deck, and I must say all of these artists, well, the ones that I didn't know about ahead of time, have wonderful new fans in me. So, as with all of these More Than a Walkthrough videos, I'm going to read what the artist themselves wrote about the card, and then I'm going to share my own insights, my intuitive insights into the card, and then I'm going to read the bio of the artist. And especially for those of you who are new to my YouTube channel, basically with regards to all of them, whatever social media or website information is listed for that artist, I will include that in the description box. So, okay. Five of Swords by Devyn-Khaleel Farries. The original meaning of the Five of Swords card represents conflict and dishonorable action, such as bullying and unfair fights. Traditionally, the card focuses on the individual who seems to have been the aggressor, who has separated from the group. In this Five of Swords, the victor is now the person who has suffered injustices and hostilities. That reminds me of a Shakespearean play that I had the honor and pleasure of watching last year. It's called Coriolanus. Anyway, that's just a sidebar, but I digress. Here, he has distanced himself by overcoming abuse, trauma, and prejudice. I wanted to illustrate a black trans individual overcoming those very obstacles and coming out on top. The two figures in the background are the very manifestations of bullying and oppression that trans people, specifically trans people of color, deal with on a daily basis. So with that being said, I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do another close-up of the card. And I would say this figure on the left represents bullying, and that figure represents oppression. And I must admit, I cannot help but wonder if this is what Devyn-Khaleel Farries looks like. You know, it's funny because I almost never use traditional meanings when in my readings when I use the Sacred Tarot. But one of the traditional meanings of the Five of Swords is theft. And sometimes it is a literal theft, and sometimes it's a symbolic one. You know, I've seen the at least in my readings when I use tarot, I've seen the Five of Swords card come out when the client feels as though something was taken away from them. Usually something intangible like an opportunity, a romantic partner, a romantic relationship, a marriage, a sense of joy, anything along those lines that's intangible. But sometimes the theft is literal, and it could be the theft of a position of employment, a promotion, a car, a home, or even a piece of jewelry, let's say. A sip of tea. Another sip of tea. Some of you know that last week I conducted a lot of phone and video readings, and I did a lot of talking, which is why I'm drinking throat coat today. Anyway, let me read the bio about this wonderful, beautiful, talented artist. I have a neighbor whose husband comes home a little bit later than now, so I'm actually surprised to hear his youngest daughter scream with delight that her daddy's back home. And I'm like, he usually comes home at 4 or 5. Anyway, Devyn-Khaleel Farries. Devyn-Khaleel Farries, known by the pen name Khaleel, is a black, trans, non-binary illustrator and writer from Detroit and based in Philadelphia. Oh, that makes me so happy. Most of you know that I had a wonderful time in Philadelphia this past August. Devyn-Khaleel seeks to shine a light on the experiences of black, queer / trans, and gender non-conforming people through their work. So Devyn-Khaleel is a they and a them. I need to remember that because I've met other people that are non-binary, and I wind up saying he or she or his or hers, and it's not. It's they and theirs. But yes, in this case it is definitely they, them, their. So Devyn-Khaleel Farries, they are known by the pen name Khaleel. And there is no social media listed for these artists. However, I will do some research, and if I find anything, I will include it in the description box below. As always, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you to all of you that have been posting so many beautiful comments about these videos in this More Than a Walkthrough series. Thank you to those of you who have been sharing with me that you have the deck, that you are waiting to receive the deck, that you are using the deck, etc., etc., etc. And of course, thank you to all of you in YouTube land for honoring who I am and what I do, for all the likes, for all the comments, for all the shares, for all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel, and thank you, of course, to those of you who have been scheduling your sessions. Don't let my scratchy throat prevent you from scheduling your sessions. I have a box of throat coat that I purchased yesterday. I've only had 3 cups so far since yesterday, so I still have plenty. It's totally okay. And in one day, I already notice there's no scratchiness. So that's why I love traditional medicinals throat coat. But for now, I wish you a good night. I wish you and yours the happiest of holidays, and the peaceful and prosperous blessings of all your days. And stay tuned for the next video.